So I've tried like 4 or 5 times now to film an interesting intro for this video, but I can't seem to make one happen today, so I give up. I'm just gonna start things off with who remembers like way back, like years ago now, on the channel when we made that video. It was a short little video on that Heister 50 forklift, and we had to pull it out with the David Brown because it got stuck on basically flat ground. Yeah, that thing. Well, I'm sitting on it right now. Here, I'll show it to you. So, this Heister 50 forklift, I don't know how old it is, but probably late 60s, early 70s. Dad bought this at, I think he bought it from a friend for basically scrap price, like 20-something years ago. And it was a good deal at the time, because it was fully functional then, and he needed it for moving machines around in the shop. But it's been through the war, I'll put it that way. It's starting to have some problems, and the biggest thing is that right there is no tread on those tires. In fact, they're not even tires, it's just solid rubber around metal wheels. I mean, this was a indoor industrial forklift that was never meant to see, you know, off-road use, if you want to call it. And it's really never supposed to leave concrete, but we only have about 10 feet of concrete or so outside the front of the shop. And so other than inside the shop, which is now basically full of stuff, and right here in front of the shop, we couldn't really take this thing anywhere. Like, it won't even go up on the stones here on the driveway, because it will literally get stuck. I mean, it'll just sink to China instantly. It has no traction. It just buries itself. So that's why I had to pull it out with the David Brown that one time. Well, it's starting to have some other problems now too, like the second stage cylinder, it leaks oil out if you start to use it because the seals blew out. The biggest thing is the brakes don't work. This thing has no brakes at all. So the only reason, or the only way you can even drive it, is it's got this weird, they call it a monotrol pedal on it, so forward and reverse is on the same pedal depending on which side you push on. And so you can't even use the brakes at all, they don't work. So to stop, you just have to press in the opposite direction of how you're going, and it's sketchy. But it's got a little 4-cylinder Ford engine, and I mean, this thing always fires right up and just purrs, and it moves and does what it's supposed to, other than those problems. So, if anybody's interested, I guess it's for sale now, but, yeah, we just don't, we got tired of fighting it, so Dad actually found a new forklift on a government auction that he bought. He got a really good deal on it. It was a bit of a gamble because we didn't know anything about it, but it ended up paying off because it's a fully functional machine. So let's go take a look at that. So here she is, guys. I'm really happy with it. I think Dad got a really good deal on this thing. It's a Powerlift MB2000 something. You can see the forks do go up and down. It moves, it stops, it goes backwards, it stops. It's got 2 little wheels in the back, 2 big wheels up front. They got some tread on them, not too bad. I think it's a pretty good little machine. It almost maxed out the gooseneck, actually. We barely got this thing home. It was a pretty sketchy load. I don't have anything else to say. I'm just messing with you guys. Let's go check out the actual forklift. So here we are looking at the old Heister again. And if we come over here, oh, wow. Now that's a good looking machine right there. Yep, this is I think it's a 1997, if I remember correctly. It's a Yale, so different brand, but Yales, I believe, are just as good. I think Yale and Heister, or at least for me anyway, they're the 2 names I think of when I think of forklifts. There's probably some other ones that are good too, like Toyota, or yeah, there's a bunch of brands that are good, but these are the 2 brands I think of. So Yale, it should serve us well. It's actually, somebody painted it black. There's still a little bit of yellow showing, but I think it's pretty cool. Somebody painted it black, and if we look on the dash here, well, I guess I didn't need to do that. This thing's actually got 11,000 hours on it. It was there's a sticker, yeah. It was I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It was a United Rentals machine for a lot of years, but that's all we really know about it. It was not still at United Rentals when we got it, but it's got a lot of hours on it. But somebody just put brand new, this is the best part, somebody just put brand new tires on it right before they sold it. So yeah, I mean, they're still not actually tires, but they actually have tread on them, and it makes a huge difference like you wouldn't believe. This thing actually goes up the driveway no problem, as long as it's not like icy or something. Really, really muddy. it has no problem going up the driveway. Another thing that makes it better than the old Heister is it's got a 3-stage lift, 1, 2, 3, whereas the old Heister only has 2. So it'll lift really high, even though we probably will never actually even use the 3rd stage. But if we need to, that's a possibility. It just happened to have longer forks on it than the Heister. It does not have currently, you can't shift the forks side to side. I don't even think that was an option on that forklift. But this one does not currently have it, except if you look down in here at the controls, you guys can't see that. It is plumbed up for you. You just have to add the lever and stuff. So that could be an option. Another thing, this one, the brakes actually work. So that's nice. You push in on the pedal, something actually happens. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with this machine. She's fully functional. All the lights work and everything. Something kind of weird about it that I thought was kind of weird, I've never seen another forklift like this, is it's got, so on the dash, or on the column, steering column, is your forward and reverse lever, but it's got one on both sides and they're linked up together. Have you guys ever seen that before? I've never seen another forklift like that. Kind of weird. The parking brake works. I can't remember if it works on the Heister or not, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a lot newer than the Heister, and it shows, because it's a lot nicer machine. Yeah, it came with that. Hopefully that's not a bad sign for things to come. But, so the only thing this actually needed when we got it was, so it wouldn't start. You'd turn the key and nothing would happen. It wouldn't even try to crank. But the dash lights came on and everything. The battery was alright. Turned out somebody had just put a brand new starter on it recently, and somehow they burned it up. So all we had to do was put a new starter on it, and I think Dad put new cables on it too, just to be sure. And it fired right off, running smooth. It was awesome. So yeah, that's Dad's new toy. He's already been using it to move some machines around in the shop. And well, maybe we'll take her for a little joyride here to show it off a little bit. Alright guys, so I just went for a little spin on this thing up the driveway and back to make sure it was going to work and it wasn't too muddy. And it works great. As you can see, we're already starting off where the old Heister couldn't go. We're already on stem. So let's have some fun, shall we? Well, thanks for watching today's video, guys. I know the ending was a bit goofy. Sorry about your driveway, Dad. But, yeah, this may not seem like quite as special of a video to most of you as it is for me, but the fact that I'm even currently filming a forklift in the middle of our stone driveway is huge for us, because, well, this is the first time we've ever had a forklift that could make it this far. So this opens up a lot of possibilities for us. I'm not sure if you'll see this thing in action, actually doing something besides just gooning around on it in a future video or not. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. I can't make any promises. We don't really use forklifts for anything other than machine shop stuff, and this isn't really a machinist channel. But I don't know, maybe I'll make some videos in the future where I can incorporate this thing. But anyway, as I'm filming this, I believe it's currently March 3rd, and there should be a lot of interesting videos coming out soon. I got some big plans coming up, and as far as farming goes, and should be a good time. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time for some spring action.